Hello, and welcome to the Brown Breaks. So yeah, just at the Aviation Museum, as you can see, in the Arts Precinct Al Springs. And yeah, the original or first commercial airline. Yeah, so it's all Australian aircraft. So no, we won't see a Red Baron. Incidentally, I think in Darwin they've got an aviation museum from World War One. Maybe we'll see a Red Baron, but I think actually maybe Canberra. I don't know. But anyway, so this is a Canel Airways original plane. In fact, not only that, it actually crashed, and you can see that just coming around here, just going under the wing, as you do, Baron or Red Baron, no pun. Just going under the wing. Oh yeah. You can see where it crashed. Just there. Bit of damage. Obviously hasn't been repaired. Apparently they survived. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me just go around here. Oh yeah, now they've got a Rolls-Royce. A Rolls-Royce of Canal Airways. Yeah, this is actually quite good. Could be the highlight of Baron's or Red Baron trip. Yeah, here's the Rolls-Royce. Here. Oh no, Baron has not studied the history of any sort. He's got no idea what he's even looking at. But I think it's pretty good though. Maybe they use this to, I don't know, I don't exactly know what it's used for, but this vehicle was restored for Chris Canel by Dave Simpson. The vehicle was driven for the first time since 1954 on 19th of April 1997. So, yeah, and obviously the famous, wasn't Baron in, yeah, Baron was in Charters Towers, and there was a John Flynn museum, and you'll find John Flynn on the $20 note. So I guess he's the most recognised pilot or aviation associate. But in terms of commercial, well, yeah, Canel. So just remember the name Canel. Now, what started first? When did Qantas begin? I don't know. I'd have to look at the history. Ansett, of course, there was Ansett. Everyone remembers Ansett, but of course Ansett, when did they collapse? Around about 2000. Was it 2000? I think it was 2000. That Ansett collapsed, and then at some stage Virgin came into the market. Richard Branson, Virgin, and then there was Jetstar, but Jetstar was a subsidiary, wasn't it, of Qantas. And when did Rex? Rex is a regional express. Rex, and then Tiger Airways, and then sort of more recently Bonza, although there is no more Bonza. I don't know. Maybe it's just under liquidation or something. But it's interesting, isn't it? Pretty much Qantas. Qantas is probably the most expensive, but yet they've been the most successful. And I think because they offer products, you know, they have food, they have, you don't have to pay for your luggage and you know, things like this, I think. See a couple of engines. Incidentally, if you go to the 9/11 museum at Ground Zero in New York, you can actually see the engine of the plane. And of course, Baron went there when visiting New York or on the trip around the US. I don't know, this is just a, I won't worry about this too much. It's got a, it's a video and it's just kind of a, now, yeah, you can go up one of the planes, so I might just head there now. Yeah, you can actually go into one of the planes. I've got something here of Canelian AO 1912 to 1983. I'm not going to bother reading all that. Now you get Baron touching the canal and plane. It's all about touching these particular artifacts. You can see here, Royal Flying Doctor Service. Oh, John Flynn, yeah, so that's a John Flynn plane. From the Royal Flying Doctors. That's why it's quite famous, because of the Royal Flying Doctor Service. And you can see why, you know, he got on the $20 note. And here, oh, Canel Airways Limited. And it seems to be, yeah, pretty much Northern Territory. It slightly goes into, well, it goes to Mount Isa, Queensland, also goes into Adelaide, into South Australia, and also into Western Australia, the various routes. But it's pretty much Northern Territory. Canal Airways Limited. Yeah, so aviation for Australia, I guess, was Canal Airways, or Northern Territory, at least in terms of local or Australian flights. I'm assuming there was some sort of international airlines coming into Australia, but again, I don't. Baron hasn't studied the history. Okay, so here's the. Okay, so you can actually go up into one of these planes. Which one? I don't know exactly. I just have to figure it out. Notice how they don't have a Bonza airline. Well, I guess, I don't know. I guess Bonza may make a comeback, or maybe not. Yeah. Now, which plane can you go in? Just trying to figure it out. Just going underneath this wing. Conair, Australia's airline Outback. Remember the old style planes with really rough, like in terms of, I guess the flight, I guess the engines would be really noisy. The landing, there wouldn't be runways. You'd just be kind of landing on dirt. It would be pretty rough going. Being a pilot. Oh yeah, this is a Conair. Okay, so we can go into this plane. Yep, it's going to go into this plane. Okay. Yeah, got a video playing. Okay. Here we go. It's great. Oh no. Do they have first class? Maybe not. Oh, it's pretty rough going actually. Even just. Okay.
On the gallant search for Smithy and crew of the Lost Southern Cross. 7 hours and 20 minutes later, at 14:35 hours, on this 10th
Just taking it off my
April,
bag.
1929,
And you can see the cockpit in the seat's pretty rough going. Like the cockpit in there. And I've got a video. The quantum dude's back. Baron just burning batteries and data. Well, actually, I don't know. I really am actually burning through. Yeah, he's actually quite correct. Really am using a lot of data. Where are we now? World War II bomber. Well, actually, in if you want to get a Red Baron, was Red Baron World War I or World War II? Was it German? Just by, but again, Baron or Red Baron hasn't actually done the research on this. So yeah, I think World War One may get. There is an aviation in Aviation Museum Darwin. Whether we get a Red Baron or not, I don't know, or Canberra. All very nice. From Quantum Technology Lab dude. So you can see here. there are any other passages. In fact, there is no one else at this museum. It's just Baron, or Red Baron, or Turquoise Baron. Well, you know, I'm now campaigning for Zali, Ms. Zali Stegel, MP, or Independent MP, Warringah, and knocked out Tony Abbott. I mean, come on. You knock out Tony Abbott as Prime Minister. Pretty impressive. So, and you can see here, they've even got windows. Yeah, they've got a window here with like a curtain. And this is great. This is Conair. Oh, even getting out of this is somewhat problematic. And Ash Barty for Prime Minister. Well, actually, would that then be the Ash Barty party? Baron, your jokes just keep getting better. Okay, just now getting out of this aircraft. Okay, here we go. Just now getting out of the aircraft. Yeah. Australia's Al Springs' first aerodrome. What does that mean? Aerodrome. So that, I guess, aerodromes were before airports, presumably. So, what's the difference between an aerodrome and an airport? I don't know. Does an airport have to have a hotel? Whereas an aerodrome only has somewhere the planes to land and no sort of, I guess, complex or no kind of structure before you pre-board. Maybe that's the definition. Aboriginal Air Services. It's pretty interesting stuff. It doesn't actually go to Sydney, does it? Which I don't know. It seems to go, as you can see, obviously Northern Territory to Coober Pedy, and then Adelaide to Perth, but doesn't do anything on the East Coast. Doesn't go to Melbourne. Doesn't go to Sydney. Doesn't go to Brisbane or Cairns. NT is a different country. Well, I don't know. I mean, it could. Well, if you look at Arnhem Land, Arnhem Land is Aboriginal land, and so it has obviously a different, doesn't it? It's got a different politics or different. I don't know. I still don't exactly know what defines Arnhem Land. Is Arnhem Land part of Australia? I guess so. If you're in Arnhem Land, are you then voting in the election for government? I mean, what is the politics of Arnhem Land, and could Northern Territory just all be the one sort of Aboriginal land, which would kind of make sense in some ways, just given the fact that there is Arnhem Land already, so all you're doing is just extending the area from Arnhem Land into the Northern Territory, or is Arnhem Land part of the Northern Territory? Don't exactly know. And again, there is Tiwi Islands, there's Torres Strait Islands. There's Norfolk Island. Okay, now there is a sort of a. Oh, they just got some model. That's a glider, isn't it? That's a glider. Going on a glider is fantastic. Is that a glider? Kind of looks like a glider. Yeah, going on a glider is worth an experience because you go up in the air and then you turn off the engine and it's basically just floating on the air and you get the sound. It's actually quite an experience, and also you get to fly the aircraft. Even though you need to go obviously with an instructor, but you do get to fly the aircraft yourself. which is typically not the case if you go skydiving, because you're going to be with an instructor. It's just a joyride skydiving. So going gliding in itself is an experience, and recommended according to Red Baron. Okay, so that covers that. Now, but yeah, it's just a fantastic day though. There's no humidity. Yes, Barron's got a jumper, but the sun's out. It's just perfect blue sky. It's just fantastic in terms of the weather now. Given that the wet season's over, we've hit May, and that's what happens. So basically May to September. So May and winter. So May. So you've got June, July, August, maybe September. So maybe May to October is really when you want to visit northern Australia. So yes, if you come in the winter, yeah, you want to do the coast, Queensland coast, and then outback Australia. But if you come in the summertime, then of course Tasmania or New Zealand. So that would be, certainly be Barron's recommendation, because it does make a difference. Yeah, with the weather, you cannot physically walk around if it is too hot. And of course, if it's cold, for the same sort of reason. So you just choose the location within Australia, depending on the season. Saw some Qantas thing. I don't know exactly what I was looking at. I'm up to sort of 16, 17 minutes. Oh, it's just a Conair. I thought that was a Qantas. I don't know what I was looking at. Let's just go in here. No, this is just Conair. Oh yeah, this is what I saw. This is a Qantas. Yeah, it's a Qantas steps to get into the plane. Yeah, but they wouldn't have Qantas because Qantas is still in operation. So this is a museum, so why would they have Qantas? And also, so yeah, why don't they have Ansett? I mean, yeah, no, Ansett was shafted in about 2000, and now I don't know, maybe Bonza. Okay, I think we'll leave it there. And yeah, okay, and that was the Baron Breaks.